fall like rain on the Tokyo skyline, you need a ninja. A ninja with a washboard stomach and a sword as sharp as his fashion sense. Shinobi for the PS2 pits all of your ninja wilds against a city coated with a thick veneer of terror, as well as a guy with Phil Spector hair. No, seriously, he's really evil. Just listen to his laugh. See? Pure evil. X-Play keeps you out of the mist of crimson in this edition of Spoiler Theater, Shinobi.
Nightshade is a direct sequel to the PS2 Shinobi. Not that you'd know it from the completely nondescript title. The government doesn't seem to think a magic sword that each soul should be floating around unaccounted for, so they hire Hibana to track down the shards of the sword. In a not-so-coincidental development, the Nakatomi Corporation has unleashed demonic hellspawn upon Tokyo. After slaughtering enough Nakatomi employees, Hibana confronts Kuro Hagane, a deranged cyborg who has reconstructed Akujiki.
Damn you!
Come, you shall crumble before me.
There is an extensive boss fight. We will not subject you to all 20 minutes of it. Suffice to say, Hibana wins.
It's over, Kurohagane.
Naturally, the government promptly comes a-calling.
Hand Akujiki over to them.
But where Hatsuma shattered the Akujiki into pieces at the end of Shinobi, apparently Hibana has other plans.
Hibana, your mission is complete.
Beta team, Delta team, capture Kurohagane.
So begins my life as a rogue shinobi. Today's not my day.
The game. 2001's chilling Silent Hill 2. As fans of this terrifying title know, when you dispatch the final boss, you'll be treated to one of 4 endings. Like this one, where protagonist James's wife writes him some really bad poetry.
So I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness.
Yeesh. Someone's been submitting to the junior high literary magazine. Or this one, where James rows out to an island to try to resurrect his dead spouse. Each of these finales are followed by the credits and a healthy dose of butt rock. But there's yet another 5th secret ending to be found. Play through all the other endings, get a key shaped like a dog bone, unlock the observation room, and what could possibly be the hidden bonus ending to one of the most unrelentingly bleak and terrifying games in survival horror history? It's a dog, baby! Yeah, I don't know what it means either. Remember those moody closing credits? Well, they've been replaced by this. Okay. What the hell does the pizza mean? What does any of it mean?
Yeesh.
In Metroid Prime, the ultimate showdown is with, you guessed it, Metroid Prime. Prime takes two different forms. The first form is like a huge crab. The second form is this. After you've dispatched both forms, the ending proper begins. Is that Mother Brain, the main baddie from previous Metroid games? It can't get Samus. That's right, noobs. Samus is a girl. Now, if you've been diligent enough to complete the game with 100%, this is what you get. Bring on Metroid Prime 2.
Come on!
Stop staring and keep pushing! Huh? Hurry!
I can't.
Don't give up! Come on, Sora! Together we can do it!
Okay.
Oh? Your Majesty!
Now, Sora, let's close this door for good.
Close the trap.
But
Don't worry. There will always be a door to the light.
Sora, you can trust King Mickey.
Now! They're coming!
Donald, Goofy, thank you.
Take care of her.
that sure was a big door.
Looked like they're trying to lock shut a very large Presbyterian church.
Yeah, well, suddenly the appeal of Kingdom Hearts makes sense thanks to Spoiler Theater.
Really?
No, but maybe if we pretend like we understand the appeal, they'll stop writing us letters. Yeah, I guess it probably is best to ignore the wants of your audience. Speaking of which, why don't we run a nice spoiler theater to ruin a game for people who still haven't finished it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Here's Kingdom Hearts 2, Spoiler Theater.
There's more to a heart than just anger or hate. It's full of all kinds of feelings.
That's delightful. You know, we here at X-Play have been debating on showing you the Kingdom Hearts 2 J-pop-coded, yaoi-filled ending, or the one that will have you talking throughout the summer. I bet you know which one we picked for our Kingdom Hearts 2 Spoiler Theater. God of War, the times we had, the things we killed. Has it really been 2 years? Let's take one final look at your story's tragic end with an X-Play Spoiler Theater.
Remember, Kratos, it was I who saved you in your time of greatest need.
I haven't forgotten, Ares. I remember how you saved me.
That night, I was trying to make you a great warrior.
You succeeded.
Kratos had done me impossible. A mortal defeating a god. Ares was no more.
and Sarah. Such a peaceful place. Yeah, right. Marcus Phoenix and his roided-up gear cohorts charge across 10 hours of war-torn level design. It's loud, messy, and a little sexy. General Ram killed your CO around Act 2. Finally, you get some payback. Spoiled brats want to know what happens next? Here you go.
Understand. They do not know why we wage this war. Why we cannot stop. Will not stop. Why we will fight and fight and fight. Until we win. Or we die. And we are not dead yet.
Speaking of problems with foreign powers, a lot of politicians say we need to start cracking down on our borders to keep all those foreigners from coming over and stealing our jobs. But the namby-pamby liberals always say that the Canadians are willing to do jobs no American would do, like beaver trapping and maple syrup mining. They ask, who will take these jobs if we have no illegal immigrants? My answer, zombies. They're hardworking, focused, and willing to work for the occasional bucket of human flesh. For a look at this brave new approach to America's labor problem, here's X-Play spoiler theater, Dead Rising. He made mincemeat out of the menace, helped Frank with his fashion sense, and had the photos to prove it.
Good.
With 6 ways to end this terror of the shopping mall, there's only one way to learn the truth. Maybe we should explain a little bit. We're going into OT in this edition of Spoiler Theater, Dead Rising. Frank dies. Just kidding.
I collapsed? Does that mean...
You must have gotten yourself infected somehow.
Yeah, I wonder.
Queens. As many as you can get your hands on.
While you're out looking for a cure, Frank discovers exactly what happened to the copter and a way out.
The NPO managed to find homes for a large group of children.
The infected children?
Want to guess just how many?
That's a lot of sequels.
The entire country could be crawling with zombies by now.
Back in the zombie cave.
It's not like we're unarmed. We got your smelly perfume, don't we?
It's into the cave, find the lever, and just drive right out. Except then, you meet up with this guy who you may remember.
Well then, I'd say this mission isn't quite over yet.
A little fisticuffs and... And then, that's it. Okay, it's not. Frank West managed to escape the town of Willamette with information pertinent to the incident under his belt. The news caused a fervor throughout the world, leading the U.S. government to admit at least partial culpability in the livestock research program. However, no connection to the Willamette incident was acknowledged, and the events that occurred there were deemed the work of a fringe terrorist group. The people of the world, as could be expected from the modern culture of news saturation, soon let the Willamette incident fade from their minds. The authenticity of Carlito's chilling plan utilized the orphans as his pawns has yet to be confirmed or proven false, and yet he complained that his belly was not full.
And the Bible says, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So did you hear that, America? 1 out of 1 messiahs agree that hitting children is acceptable. See, there's this judge in Tallahassee who keeps telling me that what I did was illegal when it was clearly just a virtuous act of Christian charity. I mean, if children don't want to get hit, they need to learn to move faster than my riding crop. And until they figure it out, it's my responsibility to prevent their spoilage. I will, however, spoil Half-Life 2 for you guys. In Half-Life Half-Life 2, you play walking WMD Gordon Freeman. If you're too lazy to play through one of the best first-person shooters ever made, let X-Play show you where Gordon's path ends. After 18 hours of spectacular feats of violence, Gordon closes in on supreme bad guy Dr. Breen.
You have my gratitude, Doctor.
Breen's trying to escape through the teleporter until you go all Pac-Man Jones on his ass. This is what happens after the carnage.
We've got to get out of here. Maybe we still have...
It seems as if you only just arrived. Ordinarily, I wouldn't contemplate them, but these are extraordinary times. If and when your time comes round again. I do apologize for what must seem to you an arbitrary imposition, Dr. Freeman. I trust it will all make sense to you in the course of... Well, I'm really not at liberty to say. In the meantime, this is where I get off.
Stupid G-Man.
As we present another edition of X-Play Spoiler Theater.
Its name means great deity, wolf, and big paper. Okami was just one of our celebrated picks of 06. Now that you've had your 60 hours to complete this beast, it's time that we spoil the whole thing for you in our Okami Spoiler Theater. Our primary goal is to ensure our viewers have the best possible time playing video games. Then again, on occasion, it's nice to shake things up by ruining something for you, like when we had that philosopher come on and talk about how God is dead. It's funny. Well, we're doing it again, because here is another edition of X-Play Spoiler Theater. So you've reached the site of the last battle, gotten your horse killed, and slaughtered the giant fireball-tossing monster to claim your hard-fought reward of a resurrected girlfriend in shadow of the Colossus. Well, buckle your seatbelt, because this might not work out as well as you thought. The search party looking for you and the dead girl you kidnapped to resurrect has finally made it to the shrine of worship in the Forbidden Land. They're waiting for you when you teleport back, covered in dark demon juice, and their shaman leader is pissed. And you don't want to see a shaman leader pissed. But wait, demon juice has its benefits. Unfortunately, you're dealing with a particularly resourceful shaman leader. Didn't go so well, but it wasn't all a waste of time. She's alive! Really, really confused, but alive. Ready for the big reveal? Yup. Shadow of the Colossus takes place hundreds or maybe thousands of years before Eco and tells the story of how the boys with horns who are considered such bad luck begin their family line. So in the end, you have disrupted centuries-old traditions, unleashed a primal force for evil upon the world, gotten yourself de-aged to newborn status, permanently injured your horse, and stranded the girl you love alone in a strange land with no hope of escape. Way to go, jerk.
X-Play presents Spoiler Theater.
Games often culminate in a wild collision of plot and character, often transcending into a fiery denouement, or just cram all the exposition that you forgot at the very end. Get ready for a heaping sack full of something in this edition of Spoiler Theater, Saints Row.
Your guest is here, Mr. Hughes.
Thanks, Stephen. If you don't mind, could you wait outside? I'm Richard Hughes. It is a pleasure to meet the man who handed me the election. No need to be modest, I'm serious. There's no way I could have beaten Marshal Winslow. I mean, had Winslow been the only person killed, attention would have definitely been cast on me. But after that fireworks display you pulled at his funeral, it's become abundantly clear these horrible crimes were perpetrated by the 3rd Street Saints. Champagne. As you get older, you quickly learn that there are only 2 types of people in this world. Race, money, gender, none of this matters. At the end of the day, you're either a winner or a loser.
Yo, can you speed this up? I want to go to Freckle Bitches.
You're going to die here, son. Make no mistake about that. But if it makes it any easier on you, I'll be sure to thank you in my acceptance speech. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a party to...
Yes, that's actually how it ends. Now that you know, let's never speak of this moment ever again.
I made a vow to set my father free.
Oh, Orlando Bloom, you're so dreamy. Now you're so dead. What? This is Spoiler Theater. That's right. In the finale of Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, the lovely Legolas is sent to Davy Jones's locker by, well, Davy Jones. What are Johnny Depp, Barbossa, and the widowed Keira Knightley to do? Blow the hell out of Lord Beckett, possibly the blandest cinema villain in decades.
We witnessed the end of piracy and the end of Jack Sparrow.
Eat chain shot and trespass, you limey meatball.
I've taken Davy Jones' place. It was the only way.
See, they couldn't kill Orlando for good. Now he's the creepy undead captain of the Flying Dutchman.
I will return for you.
You guys can't play every game, but you deserve to know what happens at the end of the really good one. That's why we've got our continuing series, X-Play Spoiler Theater. And this time, it's Hitman, Blood Money.
It's me, 47, Diana.
Mr. 47, the Hitman, spends an entire game slaying every man and woman he gets paid to turn into corpses. All his pretty ribbons and flowers until he's betrayed by the only woman he trusts. They're going to try to fool you with some fake credits. Don't buy it. Your sexy murderer wakes you up with a kiss. Then it's time to get some payback. Hi, youth. I remember when I shot a dude in a wheelchair. That's right. The final boss is the paraplegic head of the franchise. Kill a priest, kill a reporter, and it's sayonara. Is Mr. 47 back on the job? You bet your shiny, bald Mr. Clean Head he is.
Yes, Your Majesty. Almost all of our resources are online again. No, I'm afraid he's not, Your Majesty. We seem to have completely lost track of him.
Hello, Mr.
Johnson, I'd like to see what you have to offer. Preferably in the back.
Of course, right this way.
Reservoir Dogs Spoiler Theater. They were 6 strangers in for the perfect crime until the police got the drop on them. Sharp wit.
Yeah, and that was a fucking miracle.
A dollop of paranoia. And a splash of sadistic malevolence was all they had left. Reservoir Dogs, the game, however, suffers from the need of a steady hand and tedious sequences. Much like Quentin Tarantino's career today. Okay, the last thing's flippin' first in this edition of X-Play's insignificant spoiler theater, Reservoir Dogs.
The sucker tipped off the cops and had Mr. Brown and Mr. Blue killed.
Mr. Blue is dead?
That is Dillinger.
How do you know all this?
He was the only one I wasn't 100% on. I had my head examined going ahead when I wasn't 100%.
That's your proof?
You don't need proof when you have instinct. I ignored it before, but no more.
You lost your fucking mind? Don't make me do this.
Larry, stop pointing that f***ing gun at my dad! Freeze! Shut the f***ing gun!
Put the gun down!
Now that's what I call an ending.
Blow your way! Run the f***ing gun! Man!
Brothers and sisters, I come before you today, a humble man of the polyester cloth, to tell you that we are but all sinners in the hand of an angry game master.
I got a gig.
Repent, repeal, and rewind your tapes. Thank the heavens for left behind eternal forces. From the Divine Development Studio to your sin boxes, you'll feel every bit of torment awaiting you in the afterlife in this spiritual title.
I lift my voice in song.
The end is nigh in this edition of X-Play Spoiler Theater, Left Behind, Eternal Forces. Sorry, wrong clip. Actually, things turned out pretty well. Traffic's down. Education spending is up. No one complains when there's a Super Bowl. Who knew that life could be sweeter with a couple of thousand fewer people?
The spirit of one of your hero units dropped too low.
Katamari Damacy, as everyone who plays it knows, is like having your brain injected with a syringe mixed with rainbows, music, and Hunter S. Thompson. And just like a bad drug addiction, Katamari Damacy will send you spiraling out of control as you try to come to grips with all the horrible things you did while under its influence. At the end of the game, after you finish making the moon, you win respect from your father, who plays a kick at samba, while the prince dances his ass off. Then they go flying off around the world, looking evil and checking out dinosaurs. Once this is completed, you can try to roll up all the countries of the world. Yeah, all the countries. Be careful, or you'll miss the small places like the Federated States of Micronesia, the Vatican, or Antarctica. Damn it, how did I miss Antarctica? Once you've collected all 195 countries, you'll be treated to inane comments like these.
Well, I heard the moon only shows one side to Earth.
However, this ending, while the beautiful onslaught to the cerebral cortex, never gives a sense of who the king of all the cosmos and his son really are. The game does give little clues. The king plays the guitar, and the prince likes to dance. Who are these celestial beings really? Well, a little boy is able to answer this question in 5 words. Are you ready?
Can you handle this mind-expanding knowledge? Or will you run away in fear of having your world torn apart and molested like a freshman at a frat house? Ready or not, here it comes. X-Play presents Insignificant Spoiler Theater. After you've beaten the game, play the moon-making level again. Try as best as you can to make the Katamari as large as possible. For example, if you're spinning in a sea of nothing and floating cherubs are circling your ball of stuff, you'll be fine. Then, when the king asks you if you want to make it a moon or stardust, choose Stardust. After he breaks up all the contents of the world into cosmic debris, you'll be treated to this mind-blowing, heart-wrenching piece of universal truth.
The prince broke up the moon he just made. Rich people sure are different.
Yes, they are. Oh my God, I see it now. Rich people are different. Thank you. Thank you, Katamari Damacy, for reminding us that rich people have money and we don't.